Good. Is it afternoon yet?
Yes, it is. It is
Good
officially afternoon.
afternoon, good evening, and good night,
As we do
Mr.
this right now, it's 12:05 on Thursday, May 14th. Ken, good afternoon to you,
Yeah, we
sir.
haven't I can't seem to get my shit together on Wednesdays. I don't
I
know.
know. I don't know what it is.
But Thursday's
Maybe,
okay. I think Friday's a
maybe
little late.
it's because you feel like you should be up in Bangor protesting against JD Vance, which I'm watching right now on Channel 13.
You know, I I just don't I don't understand it. I don't understand protesting some years for a campaign stop. JD Vance is not running for any office in the state of Maine. And so he's supporting Paul LePage. What who
Um, Well, what you don't believe what Joe Baldacci, who could be LePage's opponent, was asking his people to do was the other day was to go over to the event and shout them down. You don't think you should go over there and do that, Ken?
what's the what no. What's the use of doing that?
What a baby.
First of
What a
all, Paul
baby.
LePage has the right to have anybody who wants to. I don't remember anybody saying let's go shut down Bernie when he was here supporting Troy Jackson and Graham
Nobody,
Platner.
yeah, nobody did. Nobody did from the right.
I mean, look,
Because
I'm not. Do I like the Trump administration? Do
of
I
course you
like
do.
JD Vance? Of course I don't.
No,
Would I vote for them? Of course I wouldn't. Would I go to a rally and shout them down?
no.
Why would I do that exactly? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even begin to understand. There's a whole bunch of people outside the event, which I guess is being held at the airport in Bangor. Nurses against Vance, nurses for this, nurses, whatever. I don't understand it, but it leads us to talking politics and
Wait,
that
before you
second.
do that, I want to say one thing.
Sure.
I don't believe in running against something. I believe in running for something. I think people have
Every
got to quit.
every Democratic candidate for governor in Maine, the first thing out of their mouth is Trump.
Right. But then again, I saw who I saw an ad. Oh, I saw the Bush ad, not another Bush. He says, I'm gonna rectify Janet Mills' wasteful spending. Does he think anybody's gonna vote for him on that campaign slogan? I don't
Well, I mean, it's something.
No,
It's
not against Janet Mills. I am going to right the economy. Do what I think. I look, negative advertising works, so people wouldn't do it. I get it. I just think anybody, if you want my vote, tell me what you're going to do, not what other people are doing wrong. And I know that's a prelude. Janet Mills did wasteful spending. I'm going to do this, but I'm stuck on Janet Mills doing wasteful spending. What are you going to do? Tell me what One thing I'll say about Shaw, who I don't support. At least he's talking about housing. I'm going to do this. In the health field, I'm going to do this. I I don't support him. Uh,
Can you believe right now, if the election were held today, according to the polls, he's going to be the Democratic nominee for governor? This guy who just showed up here, with Mills, when did she come? 18?
yeah.
And spearheaded the lockdown on COVID, spearheaded keeping kids out of schools for a year or so, responsible along with what I feel is his co-conspirator Janet Mills into ruining the economy in the state of Maine and designated people who were mandatory employees and who wasn't a mandatory employee. This guy who didn't even vote here. He is the Democrat going to be the Democratic nominee for
Well,
governor.
my
And
only
in my
opposition.
case, I hate it, but if whoever the Democrat is, they're going to win the election.
Yeah, and I don't look. I don't. You and I disagree on the whole thing about COVID. Although I felt bad for Corona when it first started because they kept calling him the coronavirus. Um, I don't like. Look, I'm not from here, but I've been here since 1983.
You're an honorary Mainer.
You cannot come to Maine, a few months before or a year before, 2 years before, and run for governor. I don't buy it. I don't like it. I'm not supporting him. A few more things about advertising. Garrett Mason, who I really like Garrett a lot, but hitching his wagon to Trump, I don't get that. He may win the primaries, wouldn't help him in the general election, and of course he's big into the transgender law because we've debated that on Channel 6 before. Shanna Bellows, this ad jumping, people jumping in
What,
Casco Bay
what an
is
immature
stupid.
little idiot she is.
It's
Oh my
stupid.
God.
All right, so let's get into your political thing.
What political thing?
Waterville, homeless. You
My
being a mean person, a blue meanie.
Yeah. So I live literally, I look out here and Main Street, Waterville is right around the corner from where I live. And last week, I think Thursday or Friday, there's a homeless guy who's pretty well known around here. And it's known that it's public that his name is Will. Not that I care about public or
Let's call
private.
him Will.
His name is Will, and he has a dog, a golden retriever. Um,
What's the dog's name?
I don't know what the dog's
Let's
name
call
is.
the dog Rover.
Okay, that's our Fido. Um,
Spot.
so they Will has a bike. He has a trailer on that bike, which carries his stuff, and he's got a trailer on that trailer, which carries his stuff, and a trailer on that trailer, which carries his stuff. And he rides all over the place with his dog hooked up to his bicycle. And so he decided last week on Thursday or Friday he was going to set up shop on the corner of Main Street and Temple Street, which is the busiest place in
Oh,
Waterville.
yeah.
And he was there for several days. So I posted on Facebook. Now, did I do it with a bit of snark and sarcasm? Yes.
Wait, you
I know.
snarky and sarcastic. I've never known you to be that way.
I know. So I posted there in hopes of bringing attention to how bizarre this is that he has been there for several days and how it is not normal for people to live anywhere on the street, much less Main Street in downtown Waterville.
Yeah.
All right, so it goes on. I mention it, and of course and at I had made my Facebook account public, which meant anybody could see it.
Yeah, well, mine is too.
And so everybody shared it, shared it, shared it, shared it. So we're talking 400 or 500 comments.
Oh my God, I'd love to get that
talking
many
we're
comments.
talking thousands of views. We're talking it being shared in this local
What
community's
did you
account.
say? I mean,
What I said was this is not normal. And why don't we just have everybody who's homeless in Waterville just set up right on Main Street, including right in front of the Lockwood Hotel, which is down that way, which is owned by Colby College. Let's set up right in front there. Let's set up in front of the Silver Street Tavern. Let's set up in front of Mainly Brews. Let's set up in front of Amici's. Let's have everybody who's homeless just show up and move in right here or any other street in town.
all right.
And so people were asking me, well, where should he go? I said, well, how about in front of your house?
Yeah, okay.
What's wrong with that? Or in front of their house or your house or this house. So I have, of course, been framed as a hateful hater.
Well, you are.
I want this guy this, I want this guy that. And of course, I don't know if you knew this or not, Ken, but let me share some insight with you from the mob. The mob says that homeless people take better care of their pets than you do because you have a house. Homeless people take much better care of they're not able to take care of themselves and they're living outside in Maine in February. They're not able to do that.
All right, so let me say this about that. And I am, as you know, I describe myself now as a moderate. I used to describe myself as a liberal. I've changed it. I think I'm more moderate than liberal, but I'm certainly on the left side of you. Of course, you're a Neanderthal, so everybody's on the left
I'm a
side.
caveman.
I believe, number one, in free speech. I don't understand why anybody should get attacked. I think people can comment if you put it on there.
No,
But
I'm okay being attacked. I have been threatened too, but that's okay.
so that's number one. Number two, I kind of like your answer about having your front yard, because the bottom line is, I, I I empathize with homeless people's situation, and I think there are some people mentally ill, and it's not just a place that they can't find a place, but lots of it's like when hobos used to go on trains. I don't know if they do that anymore. You know, there may be a homeless situation. The solution, in my opinion, is not to camp out wherever you want. I'm sorry, I just don't agree to that. I think that when Deering Oaks gets lots of tents up, or when they did the Wall Street thing, what was that wall? Remember the Wall Street protest?
Oh
And they're
yeah,
all in the
yeah. The
park.
99, the 99%.
Yeah, in front of the not Tommy's Park, Tommy Park,
That was
Tommy's Park.
Kennedy's Park, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. So I think public parks are least public parks, and I understand the corner of a street is public, but it's a very small. And I got to equate this also with. I'm going to get yelled at about this panhandlers. And we were on the radio. I used to say, look, I think somebody standing on an aisle, stopping traffic for money, is a safety risk. I do not understand how that does not overcome the argument that's political speech, which asking for money is not political speech. I don't get it. I mean, politicians ask for money. I'm not sure that's political speech, but the panhandlers, I think they're unsightly. I think that makes I mean, I go and I look at, I've actually, there was one person last week I gave some money to, um, because it was a woman, and she was very elderly. I mean, I just felt sorry for her.
It
Uh,
happens.
One other thing, you're homeless and you have a dog. That is cruel. That is cruel to the
I
dog.
That's exactly what I said.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ken. Thank
I,
you, my brother.
I absolutely believe it. I just now, if you had a dog and you got thrown out of your house, you no place to go. But these are people who get dogs when they're homeless. I don't. It's like,
Right. So one of the other things the mob asked me was, well, what have you done to help him? And of course, I, throw that right back at them. So what have I done? Well, I won't give him money because I don't give them money because they're going to piss it away on booze or cigarettes, and the guy smokes,
yeah.
and I'm just not going to do that. So I went up to him last week and I said, "What can I do to help you? Who can I contact? I don't want any help." I wanted to find out if he was a veteran. He wouldn't answer the question to maybe go to the VA.
Yeah.
All kinds of other people have offered him to bring him to social service
Yeah.
agencies to do this, do that. He refuses to do it. Okay. The man is mentally ill. We have a mental illness problem in this country. If you choose to live on the streets like this or get to this point, barring some other unforeseen circumstances,
Yeah.
there's a mental illness problem. That's not me being hateful. That is it my opinion? Yes. Now, can I do am I some sort of psychiatrist who can diagnose people like no? Do you need to be in order to diagnose them? Your wife is a counselor, and I don't think we need Linda Doyle to come out here to say, look, that one's crazy, or excuse me, that one mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. I think we're able to pick out the ones in this case who need urgent care. Do we have a major problem? I can't turn my head here in Waterville without seeing people who are homeless. The head of falls where the 2 cent bridge is 50 yards away from me here as I sit. That is a mecca for the homeless, especially in the summertime, right along the river there. Do I have a solution? No, and
Well, the
I've read
solution
my
is to have more shelters, more centers, more warming centers, maybe more low cost housing. But it's an investment it's a huge investment, and an investment I don't think we're prepared to make because it probably would mean an increase in taxes, and so I don't have a solution for it. I just simply think that a corner of Main Street is not the place to camp out.
And it's not just that it's Main Street;
Right.
it's any street. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now I heard this guy yell out to the. I'm not afraid of letting people see who I am and what I am. He knew what he was doing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Of course.
knew setting up shop on Main Street was going to get attention,
Yeah.
and maybe in my case it was negative attention. I don't know, but he knew what he was doing, and he was very loud about it. I drove by there the other day. He's since been removed. They moved him to Silver Street, which is just off Main Street here in Waterville, if you're familiar,
Yeah.
right in front of a restaurant called 18 Below. I'm sure they were delighted to have him there. He has since left there. I don't know where he is now. I have a couple of hours before I got to leave. I might take a little ride around to see where he is, but he doesn't want help, and that's too bad. And that is part of being mentally ill.
Well, it comes also back to the whole issue. Do the needs of the many trump the needs of the one? This is a Star Trek quote, by the way. Needs of the one trump the needs of the many. Look, no,
Is that it?
no, it's too.
Oh, that's it.
I can't do it though because.
I can do that.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, you got to do it this way, and you got to say, "Live long and
Live long and
prosper."
prosper, Ken.
Yeah. So, look, I know you're not a mean person. I think you understand that being homeless is a sad situation,
It
and a
is.
situation that implies mental illness. And there really is no easy solution to it. The solution to it is not to allow people to camp out on the corner of Main Street.
You
And I
can't
don't
have
think that, and I don't think the solution. I mean, I, I really, panhandlers really upset me. Not just because I mean, it's not even them being on the median. It's people stopping, with green lights to give
I
them
know.
money. I mean, it's
Oh,
like
and in Portland, when we
a
were doing
marginal way. That place, a
uh,
marginal way, and
St.
Frank.
John Street there.
Oh my God!
It was at when we were on the morning news on GAN, it was at epidemic levels there, and I
Really
think
was.
it kind of planed off for a while, but I think it's really back and it's everywhere. There isn't a traffic island in Waterville that is not manned or womaned by someone
Yeah,
with a sign and their hat out looking for money. It is absolutely everywhere.
yeah.
This guy has a sign, conveniently had a sign out on all of his stuff, donations accepted, and there's a restaurant in town that I was told, has a box of gourmet dog food for his dog, and all he has to do is go in there and they will give him the food. Now, I understand that's a good tender heart and I get all that. But is that where we are now, where we're going to have places of business having food for dogs? And,
I
you know,
I actually one time in Main Street, I went by a guy who it was actually a woman who had a dog, and I bought a hot dog for the dog. I didn't give her one, but I gave the dog. And the
wouldn't
dog
buy me a hot dog, would you buy the dog a hot
buy
dog?
you a hot dog. It bothers me when people get simply threatening you, and people
Yeah.
got, it's just that's very unfortunate. And
Hey,
it's
bitch, next time I see you, I'm going to punch you right in the face. And I'm like, okay.
I see, how is that a resolution? It's
Yeah.
very disturbing.
All right.
But I'm glad you. I mean, I saw your post. I saw your post. I said, well, there's Mike. I don't, that's pretty typical Mike. I mean,
That's and I've been accused of being obsessed with this guy and you know,
oh, so maybe there's a love connection here.
no, Jesus Christ. I'm a
I
desperate
didn't
for love,
know.
but not that desperate.
Yeah.
Um,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
no,
My father
no,
was a homeless person.
no.
All right.
Let's
So
let's move on. There's got to
yeah.
be other shit we can
So
talk about.
Patriots. I'm not Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The NFL does there is nobody better at being masterminds of public relations and keeping themselves in the news cycle than the National
Yeah.
Football League.
Yeah.
So now they're trickling out the schedule for the NFL for the 26th season. We already know who the Patriots are going to play. We don't know when.
Yeah.
But they did let it out that the Patriots and the Seahawks in a Super Bowl rematch are going to open up the season on September the 9th. How about
Well,
that? I,
unless
I
Seattle.
absolutely abhor this. I get the NFL does a great job. I don't want the Patriots and the Seahawks to play until the next Super Bowl, but that's just me.
I don't unless Seattle loses half their defense.
Yeah,
You
and it's going to
know,
be out there, by the way. It's not in Foxborough.
that was an incredible
Yep,
defense.
they got a great defense, and you
How's
got
the
to.
Patriots look? I mean, I don't follow you.
They're
You
going to be
moved there.
fine. Are they going to win 13 games again? No, because they've got a first place schedule, but they're going to be fine. They're going to be better. And,
And
hopefully, I
do
don't
you think do you think that was just an extraordinary season for him, or do you think
know.
that's
I think you've got your franchise, you've got your Tom Brady here. This guy is legit. So the question is, what kind of hangover do the Patriots have from Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini? By the way, has either of them called you yet for counsel?
No, my services are available. I could fit you in if I had to. I can. I'm not licensed in Massachusetts, but under most local rules, you can have a sponsored lawyer.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I'm happy because I represented Kirstie Alley in California under that.
So there
Yeah.
was a picture that came out on Mother's Day, and you think these people would want this out of the news cycle of Rossini outside kissing her husband right on the lips. There was in the New York Post. It was on the front page. What are these people thinking? Get out of well, what's he thinking? What's he still? What kind of cuck is he? Get the hell out of there. And what are these people thinking keeping this in the news cycle? Get this out of the news cycle.
I mean, Vrabel's wife hasn't filed for divorce.
We haven't heard word one from Mrs. Vrabel, and I'm sorry, I don't even know her first name. Um,
Mrs.
and Mrs. Vrabel, I hope we're so the question is, we don't know what's going to happen between now and training camp when July comes. So we don't know what kind of hangover that this is going to cause. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think
I
Vrabel,
really don't think it affects a team's performance. I mean, I know the argument, you set an example for your team, but let's be honest, football players, they have colorful backgrounds many times. They're not all Tom Brady and
Well,
and other. I mean, there's
well,
some very a good
and even
upright.
Brady has a bit of a colorful background. He gets Bridget Moynihan pregnant, and then before the baby's born, he's with Giselle. So,
You're jealous. That's pure
oh, well,
jealousy.
no shit. I would love to have had Bridget and Giselle on
You're
my
right. I mean, but
notches on my bed.
yeah, I mean, that they. I mean, but there are some professional football players who have been violent.
But Ken, there are murderers playing in the NFL right now. People who've killed people.
I know. Let's not forget a certain tight end for the Patriots in the early days who
Aaron
went to prison and
Hernandez.
killed himself. So
Yeah, let's not forget Ray Lewis,
yeah,
who got
yeah.
away with murder literally in Atlanta
That's,
back in the day. There are who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and of
so
course,
let me ask you one of the sports related question. The Celtics. This team is loaded with talent. What the fuck? I mean, seriously. 2 years in a row, I'm kind of mystified as to, is it
well,
bad coaching?
last year was stunning because even before Tatum got hurt, they were already down three
Yeah,
games to
they
one.
were done when Tatum got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. They were on their way out, and they had a full load of players. That was when they still had Kristaps Porzingis. They still had Drew Holiday. They still had Al Horford. They had everybody. That was stunning. So all right. Tatum goes down with the Achilles, and they exceed expectations. They win 56 games on what was supposed to be a gap year, and then Tatum comes back, and he's completely healthy, and he's back really to his old form, and they absolutely laid down like a bunch of dogs
Is it
in that
bad
series.
coaching? Is that bad coaching?
I think it's a I there's a philosophy that the Celtics have and that Joe Mazzulla has that is a slave to basketball analytics. Yes, analytics have invaded the NBA as well, and that is that the three-point shot is the way to go.
Yeah.
And the Celtics proved that when you shoot 26% from three-point land, no matter how, I don't understand the concept. If I were czar of the world of basketball, I would outlaw the three-point shot. I would get rid of the three-point shot. It's ruined basketball. It's
Yeah.
ruined watching basketball. They all stand outside the line in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
circle, pass the ball around, wait for the open shot, and jack a three. So meanwhile, I think you got the Knicks who are look like they're, I hate to say it, headed to the NBA Finals, who are playing much more creative basketball. They did fire their coach and bring in Mike Brown, and he seems to have made a difference. But they don't rely on the three as
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I thought the Celtics quit. You know what? Coming into the playoffs, I thought the Bruins could win in the first round, but I thought they'd lose. I thought I had the Celtics headed to the NBA Finals. This was as
Yeah.
disappointing as it gets to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sports savvy. I don't watch it with but they just struck me as a team that just this
They
it was like they were
they
playing,
looked disinterested.
yeah,
They looked like
exactly
they
right.
didn't.
They look like Janet Mills running for governor. That's my analogy.
so so
I'll
so
do it
you
if I have to, but I really don't want to.
yeah. So I think the more time goes on, the more crap that comes out about Platner.
Yeah.
Uh, I think there's a lot to, and I had a conversation with someone inside the Collins campaign the other day who told me, "You just wait what we've got." So
But you're right. There was a op-ed piece in the New York Times about Platner that was very interesting because a lot of people saw it as an endorsement, and it was no endorsement. It basically said this man's not qualified for anything. But
yeah, yeah.
was Donald Trump qualified in 2016? The problem
Well,
with
and I'm not a big person when it comes to being qualified. I want somebody to qualify that for me. What is be? Do you need to have? See, at career politicians, we've already talked about
I don't
term
want a
limits.
career politician.
We clearly don't want that. So here's Platner, who's a veteran of both the Marines and the Army, and I commend him for his service. He had the balls to go over there
And
in
a
the Middle
former
East.
Nazi, don't forget that.
But yeah, there's how many Republicans would survive that? And I've got Democrats who just excuse it like it was
Well,
one of
Donald
those
Trump,
temporary tattoos that the
I mean,
kids peel off, you know?
But Donald Trump sets the bar in the ground. And that's the problem. I don't I would I mean if Platner once again, Senate races to me is about judicial appointments. So I will vote for a Democrat. And I like Susan Collins personally. I don't buy that she's independent and moderate because she votes against Trump when it doesn't
She
matter. But
voted. She voted for Katani Brown, who I
I agree, and that's
castigated for
consistent with
that
it.
because that woman is a
But
moron.
I can't. Patton is going to be a very tough vote for me because I vote character. I believe character matters.
No,
You
no.
know, and I mean, that's why when Bill Clinton did what he did, not just so much having sex with a intern and also lying under oath, which he absolutely did,
I did not.
absolutely lied under
I,
oath.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Well, it depends what the definition of
Depends
is.
on the
But
definition of.
here's the thing, he should have resigned from office. But because character matters, and I have difficulty with this. But here's the other thing, one other thing about the election. When you look at the election, there's not a lot of Senate seats up for grabs. The thought that there's going to be this blue wave is not really true because there's not enough seats in contest. I think the Dems will take over the House, but not by 30s. They're not going to win 30 seats, 10 to 15 seats. And the Senate, I still give it to the Republicans. I don't think the Dems can get 4 seats. I just don't. So
Hey, the PGA has gotten underway, the second major, and I spoke to our mutual friend Paul Pivaronis the other day. Did a podcast with Paul, the teaching pro at the Woodlands, about this, and he actually brought your name up. He said, "How's Kenny doing?" I said, "Your boy Kenny is fine." So my question, Kenny, is: have you picked up a stick this year yet?
so yes. First of
Okay.
all, though, my wrist, I'm having some significant wrist problems.
All right. I'm having significant thumb problems. So continue.
There's a great doctor I go to named Dr. Turco. I don't know his name.
Dr.
He
Vinny
was,
Boombots?
and do not call him because I called up in March. I said, listen, he gave me cortisone shots 2 years. 2 years they lasted.
Wow.
I'm telling you, this guy, I go get a cortisone shot, and the doctor just ejects me, and it doesn't do anything. So I go to Turco. He said, well, did he do an x-ray when he gave you the shot? I said, an x-ray? What are you talking about? He goes, well, how the hell does he know where to put the shot?
Right. I've had that done in my hip before.
So he put my, and he said, you see that little notch right there?
Yep.
I gotta put
Yep.
the thing right there. 2 years to go to sunshine. So I called in March. I said, I need him to look at my hand. Yeah, we can get you in like August or September. I said, no, you don't understand. So first week of June, but I have played pickleball and golf are not good if you're a right-handed player.
No.
But so I have played some golf, not much, and you and I got to get out. I'm playing, but I'll tell you, my distance is gone. My putting's good, my short game's good, but my drives go like 150 yards.
Well, Ken, my father played golf until he was 93 years old.
Yeah,
He couldn't hit the ball 100 yards off the tee, and
but he hit it straight.
his swing was half what it used to be when he was even,
Yeah,
in his 60s or
yeah.
70s. But as you know, right down the middle. And his short game and his putting game. Were you playing with us the day he holed out from like 100 yards?
No,
And
no, I never played with your father.
all right, so it was me, um, a real estate agent in the Scarborough area, Cash Wiseman. Do you know Cash
I
Wiseman?
wrote his name, absolutely.
Cash Wiseman, who got me into the stern. My brother Daryl was playing. My late brother Daryl was
And your
playing,
other brother,
and
Daryl?
my other brother Daryl. So we're playing in a group at Riverside, and my father is, I don't know, 87, 88, and we're playing best ball. And so everybody else hit, and so we're kind of walking along the edge of the fairway as my father gets ready to hit, and he hits one hop and plop in the hole. There was a bunch because that was, how Riverside is. There's
Yeah,
several
yeah, of
holes.
course, of course.
Everybody's watching. My father got a standing ovation. It was great.
Wow,
He
wow.
loved it. He's raising his club. That
Well,
was a great.
pickleball is more my game than golf, although, and I love pickleball. And you should get out on a pickleball court because, well, I don't know, with your hip and your knees, who
I'm
knows?
okay. I'm okay.
But no, I have not played enough. I'm really going to try and get out and play if I can this summer, if summer comes, of course.
Apparently, it's coming Saturday because I'm
Yes,
watching Channel 13 as we do this, and
yeah.
their meteorologist said 76 on Saturday and 86 or 80 something on Sunday. So
Oh,
apparently,
it's always so tough.
it's going to be like crashing into a wall.
Yeah,
you know?
no kidding. But then we'll get, then we'll get a cold front coming in next week again. But so no, I haven't played golf, but you and I will get out on the golf course and we'll
Please.
have to videotape some of it for our podcast.
Oh,
How's that?
we'll do a Facebook Live of
Absolutely.
you teeing off, man.
All right, my friends. So I'll shoot for next Wednesday, but
We
Thursday.
give the people what they want. They beg for us, and here you go.
I know, and let's do that, okay? All
All
right,
right,
but it
buddy.
was great seeing you, and let's talk again, okay?
See ya.